Alright, I'm just gonna state this now because I can see people. I don't know. Just it might. I guess it just might seem unbelievable, but I'm just gonna put it out there because this is what I see. And 9 times out of 10, when I'm starting to see something, I'm usually somewhat correct. Um, but I just want to. I guess I don't know if preface is the right word for it, but um, this is still. I don't even know how to explain it. Either way, I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna explain it. So, Call of Duty gaming, um, online gaming, competitive gaming, professional gaming, so forth and so on, is becoming like it's a new thing. Yes, does it exist? Has it existed for a little while? Yes, it has. Um, but we're just now kind of seeing it start to, well, not just now, but it's in a whole another zone as far as the fame and the just how big it is now. We all know from the last video that I made about the Call of Duty blueprint guns, and it had the gun called the Gene Editor, and we know with the fucking needle on the side of it, and the DNA tracers with the DNA barrel and all that shit. Um, I've noticed that in Hollywood, which technically I guess maybe they're not there yet. Um, in Hollywood, and if Minx sees this video, she can vouch for me. But they do humiliation rituals now. Um, depending on the length you're willing to go, as far as, do you want to be in the $20 million club? Do you want to be in the $5 million club, or whatever the case is, whatever club you're going to be in. Depending on, if you want the $20 million, you're going to have to give up a family member, a friend, or just something. You got to do some serious shit to get into that club. Like Bruno Mars had his mom murdered, essentially. I know I don't have any proof of that, so I guess I'll say allegedly. But we all know how it works. So back to Call of Duty. Activision, obviously, there's a, whether it's a Freemason or some other sect of secret society, or whatever you want to call it, is a part of Activision, is a part of gaming altogether. Whether it's Call of Duty, or I don't know, anything else. I can't think of any other games because I don't fucking play any other games. But you notice the subliminal messaging, the programming, all of that shit within the gameplay itself. All right, and now that it's becoming a big thing, um, what do you notice? Or I'll tell you what I notice. I notice that every streamer out there who is considered a pro player is either using a Cronus, which a Cronus is something you put in between your controller and the console or the computer, and it's like a little box, and you can put programs into it or settings into it for specific guns. Like if I use the M4A1, I can find a script. I think that's what it's called, and I can put the script on there. And what it does is the programming of the recoil and the way that the gun works. It counteracts that in game, so that there's no, like, say if I just hold the gun and I aim forward and I shoot, and I don't try to like keep it, like control the recoil. It'll just go all the way up, right? Well, the Cronus, you put the program in there, the script, and it takes it, so it counteracts that. So literally, it'll just sit right here and just beam, and you don't have to move. You don't have to worry about recoil control. You don't have to worry about any of that, because it just literally just cancels the shit out. But and they have a script for every fucking gun. But go figure. Um, they are, if they're not using Cronus, which most of them are, but they also use wall hacks and aimbot. Aimbot is kind of sophisticated. I don't know, like, I guess the ins and outs of it, but I know that you can either have it to your head, you can have it to the chest, you can have it to the torso, or you can have it to limbs, set as far as where it aims, and then there's a bubble or I guess an aura around people, the in game character, and depending on how wide or how close it is, it depends on when the aim, kind of I guess engages. So you could have it to where it's like super close to where you're in close quarters, and you get your aim about this close, and then it'll snap to here or wherever the fuck it's at. Um, but then they use the wall hacks where you can pretty much see everybody's name on the map, and if you have another screen, you can look at the other screen and see the overlay and see exactly where everyone's at, no matter where they're at. And this is how they're dropping 40 bombs, 50 bombs, 60 bombs, 70 bombs, these so-called world records, so forth and so on. And they're becoming huge. I mean, some of these people were like a Z-Laner, now this stupid bitch Nadia, and I don't know, Aiden, fucking Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tap Man, like all of them. I believe maybe not all of them are cheating because Tim the Tap Man doesn't drop 40 bombs, and obviously neither does Dr. Disrespect, but I still believe that, I don't know, there's just something weird about it because how the hell did he get that big? Not cheating, because we know that 9 times out of 10 everyone's cheating. But anyway, regardless. So what I'm trying to say is, in Hollywood, they had those rituals and the humiliation rituals, so forth and so on. I solely believe that this is what they're doing to these streamers, and these streamers don't understand what's going on because it's all new, and these kids are young and they don't know how Hollywood works. They don't know how the entertainment industry works. They don't know how these industries work and how they conduct business. And what I believe is happening right now, whether and I'm not saying there's some shadow person come up to somebody saying, "Oh, gotta keep a secret, and we're gonna do this humiliation ritual for you, and then you're gonna blow up, whatever." No, it's I don't believe it's like that. I believe it's very natural to where the person who's going through it can probably barely even see that it's happening, because it's the way that it's set up, if that makes sense. But regardless, they are humiliating these people on live television, and somebody is either telling them to do this, or they're being swayed to do it, whether it's through energy manipulation or this 5G bullshit, whatever. But they're humiliating these people. I just watched a video where Nadia is. They show a bunch of clips of her at home, and then they show clips of her on a LAN game. She's fucking terrible. They showed Aiden there, terrible. They showed Joe, another one, terrible. But then as soon as he gets home, 40 bomb, 50 bomb, 30 bomb, it's like, yo, come on, man. But the problem is that they're openly doing this shit. People know that they're cheating. They know that they're cheating. And they joke about it, and they still get away with it. Why? Because you got to understand, man, Activision is a part of that whole evil system, whether you believe it or not. But just because it's gaming doesn't mean that they're just going to be left out. That doesn't happen like that. So they're setting up the system, and they're setting up the representatives in this industry, for years to come, because these people are cash cows. They don't give a fuck if they're cheating. Activision doesn't give a shit about any of that. All they care about is, hey, we'll give you this account. You can play under this account. It's flagged so that when the anti-cheat or whatever it is recognizes that you're cheating, it's not going to do anything for it. It's not going to cancel you. It's not going to do anything because we have it specifically programmed not to do it, because you are a cash cow and you're bringing tons of views and money and revenue and this and that, blah, 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 to a bunch of things, as far as Activision wise. And I mean, I get it. It's a sick cycle, and if you're greedy, you'll just go with it, because it's millions upon millions of dollars that's being funneled in from these little kids, because these little kids take the bait and believe that the shit's real, when we all know that it's not fucking real. But I'm telling you right now that some of these people, think about it. Why would Lucky Shamu come out and just openly fucking say, yeah, I'm cheating, there ain't shit you can do about it, and you're not going to do shit about it, blah, 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 because he's protected, or whatever the fuck he said. like, nobody is gonna come out and openly say some shit like that unless they know for sure that they're protected. And obviously, somebody has told them that you're good, because you're on the white list or whatever the case is. But either way, I just wanted to point it out because this is what I think's happening. And like I said, they're doing interviews with people, and then they are, um, you know, feeding into the all these people that are giving accusations, because I'm telling you, somebody's saying behind their back, just let it happen. It'll be relevant for a couple days, and then it'll disappear. But this is just great publicity for you, and it's going to spring you, even higher up to the top. And now look at her, she's getting invited to Activision, Nadia, as far as Nadia, and then the rest of them. But I'm telling you right now, they don't understand it. They don't realize it. And even Lucky, I think it was Lucky Shamu, or no, it was DS Biffle. He took a picture, and he's like this. I don't know if he was covering his eye, but he was doing this essentially. And it, yeah, it was just a random sign or whatever the case is. But I don't believe so. I really don't. That's one of his like main pictures that I seen, and whether it's changed now or not, I don't know. But if it's obvious, then it's obvious, and more than likely, it's the truth, because it's right in front of your face. This is what they do. This is what the industry does, and I'm telling you, these fucking kids don't understand what they're playing with, because just like when you sell your soul to become a fucking rap artist or a pop artist or whatever artist, they know what they're getting themselves into, but they don't fully understand it until it's too late, and then once it's too late, it's too fucking late. You can't get out of it. Like blood in, blood out. But it's going to be the same thing with these kids. I'm telling you. These kids are being inducted into something that they don't have a fucking clue of what's going on. And I see it. I see it completely. Whether they see it or not, or whether they believe it or not, or they can laugh and say, "Oh yeah, haha, too funny," but there's no Illuminati, inviting us to this place. Well, you don't understand how it works, so on the surface, it doesn't look like that. It looks like normal, regular people who have jobs, who work at Activision or work here or work there, and they're inviting you, and they're doing this, they're asking you, dicey questions and so forth and so on. You know, um, on the surface, it might not look like that, but you got to understand they've been doing this shit for fucking thousands of years. It's gonna be well hidden, and it's gonna be well planned, and well like drawn out as far as the intricacy of how they operate and what they do. Um, but I believe that that's what's happening to the system now. They're setting their old gaming system up so that these people can be the pillars of the business, and Activision's little street crew to fucking bring in millions and millions of fucking dollars. Um, but I will say this, nobody understands that, like the implications that the shit that you're putting yourself into. Realize that if you join Activision or you become a pro thing, whatever, and you're cheating, you have to cheat for the rest of your life. You have to live this lie for the rest of your life. And eventually it's going to beat you down, and you're not going to want to do it no more. And eventually you're going to want to play a different game, and then you're going to want to cheat on that game, and it's just going to be, your literally whole life is going to be a lie. You'll get these accolades and all this other shit, and you'll feel guilty if you're a real human because you cheated to get them, and you beat all these people because you cheated, so forth and so on. Eventually it wears on you, and people can't handle that shit. It's too early to see that kind of shit right now, trust me, but I'm telling you, give it a couple years, it'll happen. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted to make this video early to show people what I see, and instead of just waiting until it actually starts to really surface and show itself. But this is what I believe is happening. They are all being inducted into the system, and this is the new digital era. This is the new subsystem that they're making. As far as like this, the new genre, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Just a new line of business, a new stream, of business and of entertainment, and they're all selling out, literally, all of them. They're all fake, just like Hollywood, just like the entertainment system. They all lie, they're all fake, they all act like they're this, but they're not. But tell me what y'all think. What do y'all see?